Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer, and I'm here to build a model kit. Two model kits, in fact. We're going to finish up one and start another, and I'm going to hit the emotes in the chat. I'm going to say hi to Dev Beats, hello. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. That would be rad. We always appreciate that. Um, Let us know you're here. Dude Wants His Rug is here. Hey, Dude Wants His Rug. It's been a little bit. Welcome, welcome. We got a great kit to finish up. We got a great kit to start. Epic open world already. Subscribing, that's 16 months. Hey, Pat and chat. Hey to you. I'm throwing the applause in there. I'm going to throw in some other emotes that I already showed. And then Heavy Duty subscribed with Twitch Prime. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Heavy Duty. Appreciate that. Now, you don't know this, folks. Aristofan's here. Hell yeah, Aristofan. Lashbrook is here. Hi, Lashbrook. Heavy Duty bought the Zaku II that we're going to build. Shin Matsunaga's Zaku II. Now, you're saying to yourself, I don't know who Shin Matsunaga is. Matsunaga is. I don't know about any old white Zaku II. What's up with that kit? And I will tell you, it's the People's Zaku. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Uh, there's this whole world out there of stuff in the early Gundam series where they had all these characters. Then these characters may have ended up in the show at some point, original plan, or they got scrapped along the way, or they're just like thinking ahead. And this dude is only in the Evolve OVA, maybe. And I love that. We'll get to that later. But yeah, basically, he's in. You're right, Pat. I do not understand most of what you just said, but I'm here for it anyway. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, there are concepts for Gundam pilots and backstories they created, and their own unique mobile suits. Sometimes Gundam, sometimes other mobile suits. Like the Zaku II. And they created these backstories for these characters they were going to use, and then sometimes they don't use them. But then weird things, they end up in weird places, like manga appearances. What we got going on here? Oh wow, that's so awesome. Def Beats just gifted a tier sub. So thank you so much. Chill Hartman, my friend, my good friend Chill Hartman is now a subscriber. That rules. Thank you so much. We got ourselves a hype train. That's so nice. Um, well, congratulations to Chill and enjoy that. Um, the Zaku 2 that we're going to build has been in one video game. And also then there's this like side story thing that takes place over various generations. They tell little side stories that didn't really exist. And so we'll learn a little bit maybe about Shin Matsunaga. But basically, he's a pilot of a cool looking white Zaku 2. And we're going to build that in the future. But we can't build that until we finish our Justice Gundam. And the Justice Gundam is body complete. Look at that. That is a cool looking Gundam. We'll see in the overhead. It's got a very big, very nonsensical backpack that fits on its back there, but that doesn't work well because without the stand. You can't really pop it on there without the stand. So we will be building the stand for that. We have to finish the shield first. We got to do the shields. We will look at the beam sabers because, hey, you didn't know that? Look, I got to retweet. Let's go to the overhead. The Social Justice Gundam. Hell yeah. Too many school books in that in that backpack, too many books. I'm going to hit building time to let the people know. We're going to go to the overhead. Here we go. I'm going to move that out of frame because we don't need that. Hey, this kit's got two beam sabers that connect to make it a double beam saber. And that's rad. Everybody likes a double beam saber. Yeah, so you can take the beam saber parts here and then connect them like that. So we'll do that. They also fit on the sides, but we're going to make them a beam saber. That's after we finish this. So we've got our very cool kit here. We're going to move it to the side a little bit. We've got our base here. We're going to move that to the side a little bit so that we can work on our shield now. What was going to say? Yeah, Justice Gundam, it's fantastic. Here's the thing Gundam Seed, lots of good Gundams. Lots of great quality mobile suits on that show. So, a lot of cool stuff to work with when we're putting stuff together here. Um, Great kit. Uh, my thanks again to Jeremy, who I know isn't watching because Jeremy doesn't watch the stream, so that's okay. But he bought me a very good kit that I will say, I'll tell you right now, this is an expensive kit. This is a $60 master grade because it's got a lot of stuff to it. It is worth the price, but it is got a price. Uh, and we got here. It's also a good show. I've never watched that one, but I think it's. So, here's the thing Gundam Seed was an attempt to return to form. It was an attempt to do some of the story, some of the vibes of the original Gundam series, but in a modern setting. And some of it is good. Some of the characters are interesting. I think some of the storylines of like, like, oh, well, I picked this side because it made the most sense, and this isn't where you would think I would be, but because of circumstances, this is where I'm at. I think these people are doing the right thing, but I might be wrong. Oh no, I might be wrong. Um, so I can appreciate it. I don't think that Seed is great. I think Seed Destiny, the follow up, is pretty okay. But in general, I mostly just think that it's fine. I don't hate it as much as some people hate it, and some people really hate that show. Uh, I actually, oh, this is a beats here. I actually finished my MG Justice today. If you make him surf, he is tall and wide. Barry Flitz in the IKEA case. So there you go. Yeah. So his backpack, the Justice backpack becomes a mobile platform that it can ride upon, and it's basically surfing. It is very much the Green Goblin kind of thing. It's a Green Goblin sort of deal there. That's the easiest thing to reference it. And then we'll need some other pieces here, but we can put these on. We can put this on like this. Gotta put this on here. Gotta put the handle on because this is a it's not the best shield in the world, but like pretty okay shield. Um, and oh yeah, I need I-42. I missed a piece. Uh, I hope you're all doing well out there. I'm doing okay. I would describe myself as doing all right. Um, I was in communication about some job opportunities, possibly, um, as I've been, putting out for a week or two. I wanted to wait till I got here before I started really applying for things. Now, my goal is to find something that is, at the very least right now, something I can do from home here. Uh, South Carolina is sort of open for business. It shouldn't be because they opened and people are not doing the right thing and aren't doing a great job, and it shouldn't be open for business, but it is. But I'm trying not to, work at a place like that and be exposed to a lot of different people, none of whom are wearing masks, and even though it's inside, because yada yada yada, because you don't have to wear a mask if it's outside and you're social distancing, but no, but not enough people are. So I'm trying to find something I can do from home. Uh, and I understand the thing of like, hey, I noticed that all your job stuff is in another state. Um, what's up? Are you living here full time? How long? Like, I can appreciate. How long do you think you'll be living in South Carolina? Because they don't want to go through the hiring process to hire somebody who is going to say like, well, as soon as I can move back to New York, I'm gonna move back to New York. Like, they don't want to hear that. I respect that and understand it. I get it. But I did get a question that I really had to ponder how to reply to because I got an email and they asked me some questions and blah blah blah. And they asked me, "Why'd you leave New York?" And I kind of did it. You don't want to say, I ran out of motherfucking money because of the pandemic. Like, what? 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 Why would what? So I ended up just saying in my reply um, that I wanted to be with family, which is true. I did want to be with family, and uh, no clear idea when. I'm going to allow that. Weird. Sorry about that. I don't know why. Huh. I don't know why Nightbot was like worried about that Epic World. That's a hell of a question asked in 2020. Yeah, really weird. Why'd you leave New York? 2020 sucks, motherfucker. Yeah, that is why. Yeah, no, I mean, like my response ended up being I want to be with family, and also, I'm working in the theater, and the opportunities there are not going to return for a very long time. So I have to find, employment elsewhere. But yeah, really, I just said like, I want to be with my family, and look, it's nice having dinner with people. Like, I think I made it pretty clear in the past few months that when my roommate moved out, I didn't like have like people around. Like I didn't get to communicate with people too much when he moved out. And so it's been nice to like see my parents every day, talk to them, having meals with them. Very nice, enjoyable. Even if they like to eat at 5 p.m. And that just, I'll say this. I Before I moved here, I was an 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. kind of guy. Wake up because I worked at night and my day job stuff, the projects I had weren't the time commitments. There was never anything due before that, right? So 11 a.m., wake up, do my things, go, stay up till 3 a.m., go to sleep, wake up next day, that kind of thing, right? That has been pretty much my schedule. I have become a 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. kind of guy. I'm waking up an hour early so that I can have an 11 a.m. lunch with my folks because that's when they want to have lunch. Got to get them early bird specials, right? Yeah. So I can have lunch with my folks, which is nice. It's nice to spend time with them. It's nice to see them for that. Um, but uh, but yeah, having like lunch at 11 and then dinner at 5 means that like when this stream ends, I'm immediately going to go eat something because I'm just going to be hungry. Now, if I went to bed at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. and woke up at 6 a.m., having lunch at 11 and dinner at 5, that makes total sense. I don't do that. I get up, eat them, get up at 10, eat, do a bunch of computer stuff, get some stuff ready, relax, whatever I got to do, have lunch at 11, go about my day's business, have dinner at 5, and then I'm just like, all right, now I have to hang out until the stream. One day we all get an age where we eat at 5 p.m. You're just getting the chance to adjust early, Pat. Yeah, I think my folks and I ate at 6 when I was growing up. I want to say it was 6 o'clock, but it might have been 5. I don't remember, but it's too early for me. Um, so here's our beam saber. Hey, I'm glad we're widescreen because if we weren't widescreen, this would be hard to see everything. Um, but yeah, so I'm trying to get used to that schedule. Y'all, I had meatloaf tonight for dinner. Ooh boy, that was some good meatloaf. Homemade meatloaf, baked potato, salad. Oh boy, real good. I haven't had meatloaf in a while. Not since the Boston market closed, which I used to get that. So yeah, so we got a double beam saber. You can separate it, just make them beam sabers, but we're going to keep it as a double because why wouldn't we? We'll keep the gun on there. We're going to put the shield on. Put the shield on here. You may notice I have not corrected my lighting issue, which is I have a cool new light here to make this way brighter and to somewhat reduce shadows. But it does because this is here. This is here. and this is here, my webcam. It it's not. I need it to be like. I need my webcam for me to be higher than the light, and it is not right now. And that's possible, but I have to rig up where it goes differently than I am now, and I didn't do that, but since Saturday. But I will probably do that before my Thursday stream. I might not do it before my Wednesday stream because my Wednesday stream um, is me singing and Twitch sings, so I won't have the overhead and I won't have this light. Reminder about that, y'all. This Thursday, or sorry, this this Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be returning to Twitch Sings. It has been a hot minute since I have done Twitch Sings. It is time to get back into the sing of things. Haha. That's not a great pun, but it is a pun. It's technically a pun. All right, I think I put this on wrong. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go back into Twitch things. It's been like a month since we did the last one, so we'll see if some new songs were added. Because I don't know, maybe they were. Maybe a bunch of new, really cool songs were added, and we can sing those. Um, and if not, we'll have fun with the songs that are already in there that we know and enjoy. So I put that on wrong. So this is going to go on here in the back, and you can do the handle, but we're not going to worry about that. All right, so shield is on, gun is on. It's time for the base. I can make these other things. I'm not going to worry about it. The shoulder pieces make into some beam blades, but I'm not even going to worry about those. I'll show you what it looks like, but disconnect this here. Sorry, take one of these out so the shoulder thing pops off, and then where the joint is here, boom, beam blades, and then he just holds it. And this is the weirdest part of this kit. To be perfectly honest, Pat, I am super surprised that is a thing Twitch is still supporting. It's cool they are, but Twitch things can't be a huge driver of money for them. So I don't know Epic Open World. It is a app that you can use and stream without running OBS. You can just hit live on it, and there are people that do that. There are people that don't have other opportunities or the knowledge or only have one monitor, and so that's like pretty cool. Not sure about the tactical viability of laser shoulders. Yeah, this is a weird thing. So we're not even going to worry about that. That's a thing you can do. We'll put that back on. But yeah, it's not a big hit, but it is interesting. I don't know what their deal with harmonics is and how much of a work it is for harmonics to do, but I am surprised that it's still being supported and they're adding new music. I like it, but yeah, I don't. I know one other person that has ever used Twitch Sings. What's up, Harold? Not here tonight. That's okay. But our friend H Bomb and friends, Harold is the only other person I know who has ever used Twitch Sings. So I can't say that it's super popular with my friends. All right, so we're building a display base. You know a kit is the real deal when it comes with its own display base. That's Epic Open World. Yeah, I mean that could be a way for him to go. I know a few streamers that were like, I'm going to try this out. This could be fun. And they just didn't stick with it because it is fun. It's just not what. The real thing is that, like, y'all, you can't be embarrassed. Like, I have a little, like, there's sometimes, like, things go wrong on a kit, and I just feel, I'm like, what am I doing? And, I thought I knew how to do, like, water transfers, but I fucked this up, and I'm just, like, those those happen. That's always a thing that's possible. Like, that's part of life, right? But, uh, you push through it. Singing is a thing where like you can't have that because like well, I missed that note. Oh, that sounded weird. Oh, I actually don't know this song as well as I thought I did. None of that can happen, like, can matter to you because you just have to do it because you're performing. It is the most performance I feel I do at any stream. Um, and it's fun, but it is it has a weird amount of pressure. I do vocal warm ups, and I often sometimes with new songs I will practice them because I want to see uh, if I can nail it. Not all the time, but sometimes I do practice, and sometimes I do go in cold. Uh, but yeah. Oh, speaking of bonus streams, I have my Wednesday night stream, so I'm excited about that. And then Thursday, I'm streaming at 9 o'clock, building. We'll be working on the Zaku II because we'll be starting that assuredly. So I'm excited to start that. But also, before that, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, uh, you can see me in so much as it's a thing that I was part of that was recorded. Smack Talk Showdown is going to be showing both of their PAX 2019, PAX Unplugged 2019 panel and their PAX East 2020 panel, which I was on. I was on the PAX East one. Was not part of the Unplugged because they asked me to be on it, and I wanted to, but I was only at PAX Unplugged for one day, and unfortunately could not do that panel because I was not there when when that panel was scheduled, which I was frustrated about. I wish I would be able to do it then. Was happy that I got to do it when I did. Um, the PAX East one. So they're going to show both those, and I know some performers who are doing it will be in the chat. I believe Kate Nix will be in the chat. I will be in the chat for a brief period, probably as I get ready for my own stream. I'll definitely stop in because I think that'll be fun. But yeah, it will not include the League of Heels show from PAX 2018 that was all we used Smack Talk Showdown. I mean, they didn't ask, but also that would make it a longer stream, and it's not their content. It's just them. It was them hanging out with us, so it's a little different. All right, so it's gonna go there. 4, and then that's 3. Great, great. So we're building this base. I've built these before. It's been a while since I built one of these bases, so just making sure I'm doing it right. Smack Talk Showdown is so fun. I like board games you can play with huge groups. Yes, it's a very fun game. We did an improv Smack Talk Showdown, like an improvised Smack Talk Showdown kind of style thing. It was very short for me here on the stream a while ago. It was my first time like having guests, and it went very well. I think I'd like to do another one at some point, but I haven't done the legwork to make that happen. But I always like playing with house rules, and one of the house rules we played with was I interviewed characters. So I would give them the character, and then I would interview and ask them questions, and then I would pull cards, scenario cards, and be like, "Well, you've said," or whatever, to give them more to play with. And that was a really fun way to be like interactive. And it's also fun for people that are like, "Hey, I'm an okay improviser," or like, "I think I'm a pretty good improviser, but I'm not super into wrestling, so like I don't get some of these references." And so it was a way to like, you know, you know, give people some information and play along. And also, like, some people are also like, I know a lot about wrestling, but I don't think I like to do improv, or I'm scared about improv. And it was like, yeah, it was a fun little house rule um, that I will definitely do some incarnation of that again because I think that worked really well. Yeah, it was a fun idea. It's just a fun game, especially if you both love wrestling and love playing party games. Like it is a great combination. And the nice thing is to do it through Google Hangout, which is what we used. You just need someone with the cards. Like I had the cards and I was just arbiter of the cards. And I think that worked out really well. All right, sorry. Let me just check this thing here. Get an email. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I know what I want. This time of night, usually this time of night, it'll be either today or tomorrow. Get my my Twitch payout. Theoretically, that's coming soon, and that'll be a good, so that I can pay the last of my bills. I'm getting like my, hey, here's what you owe to close out your account bills coming in, and they're not bad, but they're still coming in. Like to get those going. I had to buy a new mouse, and that's not coming till Wednesday, so I'm borrowing. My mom has a laptop, but it's a touchscreen, so she doesn't use her wireless mouse, so I'm borrowing it, so I can use it. Let's see. We talked on Saturday. We talked about air conditioning, central air, and some people don't have never referred to that as that, and didn't know what I was talking about when I said central air. Um, it just basically means instead of an air conditioner unit in every room, a different unit, and maybe some rooms don't have a unit. It's just there's a thermostat. You set it, air comes in vents. Some rooms have fans, some don't, but everybody gets to use the air. Um, uh, so I haven't had that in a very long time, and I didn't have air conditioning in my last apartment because the way my room was designed, it was bad for air conditioning because it had like a curtained off area, like instead of a door. So it wasn't good for that. So I didn't have air conditioning in New York all the years. And most of the time it was fine. There was a couple heat waves that came through, but for the most part it was never like a real big bad deal. Um, is there anything specific about this? No? Okay. Yeah, it was never like a problem that I didn't have air conditioning. But obviously, it's hotter here than it is in New York and where I'm at now. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, can I tell you, it is so nice that I am. Because if I was in New York, I would have a bunch of fans going. I'd have the windows open. I would be sweating. I would not be wearing this Midnight Society shirt. I can tell you that. I'd be wearing a black T-shirt because I would be sweating so much that I would need that black T-shirt to absorb the sweat, so it would not be visible. Uh, it helps not having the green screen lights. That certainly helps things because that used to make things a lot hotter. Um, but also because there is carpet in this room, my bedroom here. There is carpet, so I don't have my PC on the floor because that's not a good idea. So I have it at the end of the table, and that produces a little bit of heat that's coming towards me, kind of, the way I have it set up. Because I'm trying not to have the fans of the PC near the microphone, but it's still around. So yeah, if you ever hear like some noise sometimes, like that's probably it. Uh, we're up to like 105 heat index day. Yeah. We've had a lot of like 87 feels like 95, and it's just like, okay. I mean, I guess. A thing about this particular area, and a large parts of the South as well, not just this area, but also certainly parts of the South, is, oh boy, it just rains sometimes. You know how like 15% rain usually means it won't rain? Yesterday it was 10%. Today was 15 when I went out for my walk. And both times it rained on me. And I was like, this is not what I want. I hate this. Why is this happening? And like it's like bath water. It's not a big deal. It was pouring on Sunday, so that wasn't great. And both times I was just like, well, I see some clouds. It's like 98, feels like 102 here. Yeah, oof, that is rough. That is rough, my friends. But yeah, so I was just like, oh, well, I need to not do this. And so now it's like, usually in New York, it was like, oh, it's some clouds and there's a couple rain clouds. They'll keep moving, whatever. Here it's like, oh, there's a couple rain clouds. Looks like it's just gonna pour here for a minute or two and then be done and then move on with its life. I guess. I guess we'll just be used to that. Because every time I've said anything, like, my folks are just like, yep, that's what happens here. And you're like, why? Why are you okay with that? What's happening? Yeah, I'm in Central Georgia. My car said 109 when I went to get food the other day. Woof. Yeah, man. But I'll say this. I don't feel it here. Like when I step out into the garage to like put recycling away or whatever, like then I feel it. Then it's like, oof, oh. But here in this house, the only time I'm really sweating is if I'm like doing something, like moving something around, or like when I was setting up the room here when I first got in. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely sweating. But then it's just like, okay, and now I'm done sweating. So one cool thing here, you got this adjusts and moves around, so you can kind of adjust the height of things, and then you can adjust how tall this goes, and which is cool. And then that adjusts this here, and they all snap into place, so you can lock them where you want them. So we can play around with how this looks, and then yeah, you can do this here for that, and then dramatic posing of various things. But we'll just do this middle one here, kind of angle it like that in place. Yeah, like that in place, and then like that. Kind of lets you adjust, which is great. All right, so we're going to put the backpack on, and then we're going to pose it here, and I will even take a photo of it like this. So we're going to put that there. And then this goes. There's a spot here on the connector, so we got to actually tilt this up. That. Connect that. And there we go. So there's the backpack, and we'll put the weapons forward. I will tilt this like this so you can see how rad this looks, because it looks rad. You mean look how tall it is, like it's showing up in my shot. But I'm gonna take a photo here of this. We'll put these here. Just can I stick that now? I can't do that. That's okay. Just take a photo. And now we are going to show you. I will show you. I'm going to show you the other ways you can pose this. So there's two other ways to pose this thing. So we'll take it off the stand here. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do. All right, so we'll take them off here. We'll just put this there. Take this off. This. Great. Now what we can do is we'll take these here. Oops. These back little fins like to pop off. They're not really held on well. That's probably the only part of this kit I don't really like, I'll say. All right, so this goes like this. And now you can place this into, oh, you gotta, no, just gotta be really careful about that. Oops, yep. They said watch out for the crown. This should pop in there. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. But that is another. You can have the backpack in like flight mode. But actually what I want to show is it's time to make this the surfboard thing. So let's make it the surfboard thing. Oops. That. that. Okay. So that, yeah. Put that on there. And then we need, this has to go. This has to go out. There we go. So this has to go down. And then I need B15, which is this piece here. Hold on a second, folks. Sorry about this. Slight delay in getting this ready. And then, yeah, and then, so we'll lower this down. Pop this up like this. Put this here. We can even that down. All right, and then this goes in here. And then, yeah, and then it is a mobile platform. And then if we, the bottom feet have these little things that pop up to place people. And you can see, you just take off this little peg there that held it in place. And then you can put him on like this. Oops. He's going to want to fall off. We might want to do both. So we'll do both. So pretty involved. All right, let's see if I can get this out. Nope. Yeah, okay. So that's going to go in like that. That's going to go in like that. And then you're going to hope that this all works. This is the idea. All right. So there it goes. It is now tall enough that it is in my shot. Here it is. I would not pose it like this for anything more than a photograph. So I'm going to turn it around facing me so I can take a photo of it like this. And then I'm going to take this off because I would never, ever display it like this. I think this looks rad. That seems unstable. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd probably adjust this more. Like, I think I could adjust this even more to make it work better for my needs. But, I mean, its butt is just blocking your view. But, yeah, I'm just going to get the little shine out of the light. Yeah, big boy, right? Yeah, so most likely what you really want to do is you want to take this stand here and you want to do like this. You want to make it really low, which is probably more stable if you do it like that, but I'm not going to worry about that. But yeah, I would never pose it like that because I think that is ridiculous. I would more than likely, if I'm going to pose this, it's going to be with the backpack on, connected to the backpack, as I did in the first photo. But I want to get those photos in because that's the Justice Gundam, my friends. We did it. We built the Justice Gundam, and it's cool stand, and everybody's psyched, and everyone's just like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. We're very excited about this. We feel very confident in the future. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, the Justice Gundam is fantastic. I got to make sure I get these photos out to my friend Jeremy, who bought this kit off my wish list, which is radical of him. It was very nice of him to do. But yeah, and I'll remember how to get that going. But yeah, that's the kit. There are components if you want to make it look like an earlier version of Justice Gundam. you've got options. I don't know why you would, but you could. It's very cool. I love the idea of a backpack that is also a platform for for it to surf on. That's just neat. And as always, it coming with its own base is cool. So that's going to do it for that. And we're going to move on to our next kit in just a moment, which is the Zaku II. We are building Shin Matsunaga's Zaku II. And let me just get that over here. What do I got going on here? Andrew, thank you for sending me that message. Andrew, aka Heavy Duty, purchased this kit for me off my wish list, which is rad. Thank you very much. But yeah, I appreciate that, Andrew. Thank you for the note. Just saw that on my phone. But also, I go back and forth. I always call Harold Harold. I've never said H-bomb, but I often call, like, Tanya. I'll call her Cypher if she's here in the chat. Because I never really know how people want to go. Like, it makes it easier for me. I'm Pat Baer, so you just call me Pat Baer, right? You call Kate Stark Kate, because she's twitch.tv/Kate. It's nice and easy. Xandra is Xandra. When people use their names, it's pretty easy to know what they want you to use. But then there's some people that are just like, nah, you know me in real life. Don't call me whatever. Chill Hartman, call me James. And I would be like, no, James, you're Chill Hartman. Because it's your stream. I assume Andrew was already taken. Heavy Duty. Oh, Andrew, totally, possibly true. Okay, so this is the MS-06R-1A Zaku II, the Principality of Zeon, Shin Matsunaga's customized mobile suit. As you can see, it is from MSV, which is mobile suit variation. And there, as I said before, if you missed that, if you came in late for that, mobile suit variation just means this was a thing that they thought of and then it didn't do anything with. They were like, I got this idea. This is a great idea. There's this guy, and he's got a white Zaku II. And it's from the Principality of Zeon. And we're going to write a backstory for him. He'll be in the show. He wasn't in the show. And they were like, well, we'll put him in some manga. And then people were like, could we put him in the video game? And they were like, yeah, put him in that video game you're making. And people were like, oh, nice. And then it was like, cool. That's the end of him. And then they're like, I guess we'll put the Zaku II out because we can. Because it's 2013 and we want to put out more Zakus. So we'll put out this one. Now, supposedly, possibly, which game was in it? Let me look up the name. I don't actually remember, but I will let you know very soon. Let's see. No, that's, yeah. He's also run a Zeta Gundam, which is pretty cool. So he was in Mobile Suit Gundam Encounters in Space, which was dubbed. So he actually has an English voice actor. But yeah, he was in Mobile Suit Gundam Encounters in Space as part of the Variations crew. He was in the OVA Evolved. Now, is he in the OVA Evolved? Because there's someone who is referred to as the Wolf piloting a yellow Zaku. So is that him? Probably. But do we know? No. Does it matter? No. I haven't seen a lot of Evolve because it was never brought out here in the U.S. I do have to track down the episode that is G Gundam. It yelled in the sun like a SNES. Yeah, that's totally possible. So basically, the Evolve was just like little side stories and alternate explanations of why things happened and things you didn't see that you assumed happened off camera. But there is a few. Most of them are Universal Century, but there are a few that are Other Century. the outside the timeline, and there's a G Gundam one, and I have not seen that. And I'm not a completionist per se, but I do like G Gundam, and it apparently features Domon and Rain, and so I kind of want to see it. So I might try to figure out how to see that uh, illegally. I might. I don't know. Maybe I won't, but I might. All right, so we're building out of the box as we've been doing for these kits. Because I don't have my shelving unit here, I decided that was not a thing that I need to bring with me. I believe I made the right call in that because we can just build out of a box, and especially a high grade like this shouldn't be too much of an issue. And I will continue. This box will help for future because I will use this uh, with other kits, the high grade kits that I just put in plastic and threw all the boxes away before I came here because traveling with the boxes didn't make sense. So they're just in big Ziploc bags. All right, so this goes here. Just building out our kit there. I believe we're working on the body here of our Zaku II. This is a Zaku II high grade from the early 2000 teens, so it's going to be pretty sturdy. It's going to be a nice build. It will be a fairly quick build. We're only dealing with, I believe, 6 sheets here, so things will move. But I think it'll be a fun, good build. We did drop. Apparently, I dropped a few frames here and there, only 13, so you probably didn't even notice. And if you did notice, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. I didn't say this on stream, but people that follow me on Twitter might have noticed this. At 6 o'clock, my internet went out. So the fact that we're streaming, I'm pretty psyched about. But yeah, it just internet, cable, and phone. My parents have the 3-in-1 package. Luckily, my mom has a cell phone because when the phone goes out, when everything goes out and the phone goes out, like, then you just don't have anything. So my mom, has a cell phone, which is good. I have my cell phone, but I do worry about that. Which is, always a knock against getting that phone thing as your phone line. But yeah, I investigated and was trying to see what I could do, but really it's just a storm happens, y'all. A storm happens, and when a storm happens, sometimes the internet just goes out, or the cable goes out, or everything goes out. It's very frustrating. We got disconnected once so far since I've been here, but knock on wall, that won't happen again. And if it does, we'll just restart. I guess that's the thing to say. If I get disconnected at any point, if the stream ends, just hang out. Let's see if I can reconnect. And then if it's been a while, check on Twitter because I'll use my phone and use my cell service to tweet out if my internet's down. Hopefully it's usually just like a disconnect and something happened and it's not anything serious. But I got very lucky with Fios. We know this to be true. I got very, very lucky with Fios, and when I had it, it never had a problem in the world, and it was the best. And do I miss Fios? Sure I do. I mean, I miss New York in general, and having Fios was a part of, was one thing that I certainly did miss about that. Mostly, I miss the fast upload speeds. So now my YouTube archives, unfortunately, I am sending basically, it's still HD and it's still good quality, but it is the lowest quality possible that I can record in here in OBS. Instead of like a 7 gig file, it is a 1 to 2 gig file. And it does look, not as good, but the idea of uploading 7 gigs to YouTube, forget it. I mean, I ran into the thing with Fios where I uploaded it and then I have to sit and wait for it to process. Now it doesn't take too long to process the video because it's been processing it while it uploaded. So before it'd be like a 7 gig file would take me like 3 minutes late at night, and but then I would have to sit and wait. Now it's like, no, I just have to wait for it to upload, because it's just gonna take its sweet dang time. Uh, but it still works. It still does what it needs to do. Uploading video doesn't take super long for the other stuff I do. It's just the stream archives. Take a little while. It's not that big a deal. But I do miss fast, consistent internet. Real fast internet is still a thing that I miss, and I will miss it I until I end up in a place with really good internet. Have I Googled FiOS in my area? Yes. Am I going to do anything about that? No. I'm not going to ask my parents to get fiber installed, even if we are in the range of a fiber place. Like, that's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. That's just not a thing that I'm going to ask, even if it would be pretty cool. All right, so this should sit in like this. So this is 2013. As you can see, there is no there's no English instruction. I would say little to no, but yeah, just no English instruction. 3 years later, this would be in English. It doesn't have to be. We'll make everything work out, but it is a thing that I have to like remember. But like, oh yeah, this is an era where they aren't going to give you any English at all. They're going to give you like some like put it here and also put it there notes, but they're not going to tell you anything in English, which is fine. They weren't expecting people. They look, in 2013, they knew that people would be buying this kit internationally. They knew that. They understood. Now it's a very important part of their business is folks like me buying stuff. That's a huge part of the thing. But for a long time, it was just like, yeah, this is a Japan exclusive for no reason. We're just not going to sell it in the States in any way, shape, or form. So if you want it, well, you're just going to have to import it for a ridiculous amount of money. I don't know. They also knew we'd buy it whether they added English or not. Yeah. Well, now it's like since the market has certainly grown internationally, they recognize that it is in their best interest, and some of the Bandai US like are have been like kind of pushing for that the whole time of just like accessibility and making it easier for people to build their kits because they understand that like, oh, that's a good expanding market. Like, I don't think you can now. I don't think you can go into a Barnes & Noble right now. But for a while there, they were like, we also sell model kits. And you're like, wait, you're Barnes & Noble though. And they're like, yup, we are. And we sell model kits, I guess. Oh. Kind of understood it. Let's see. All right, we got to put some PCI pieces here. We're going to take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. As always, pause for the cause is just where I say, like, hey, here are ways you can support the channel if you want. And you are under no obligation to do such a thing. But if you wanted to, I mean, you could. But you don't have to. Because it's not something you have to do. But it's something you could do. That's all it is. And then we'll get into it. I got to talk about some anime. I'll say this right now, folks. There's at least one show I used to watch. I'm not watching right now. Extra Olympia Klyklos. I'm done. I wasn't really enjoying it. It's only a 5-minute show. So you'd think I could just like watch it. But I also like value my time. And I didn't want to watch it anymore. And I say that because there's a 5-minute show that I don't know. Like, I'm going to watch the second episode, but I don't know. But it was at least interesting. Caligulus is kind of interesting and kind of neat, but it just didn't really. it was out today, and I kept going like, oh, I should watch that. Oh, I should watch that. And then God of High School, God of High School, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna watch that immediately. So like that, I really wanted to watch. Whereas this other thing, I was like, meh, I'm kind of okay with it. Um, and that happens now and again. I often stick with a show longer than I normally would because I can talk about it on stream, and that is a thing I like to do. But I had a couple other things to talk about, and I'm gonna have nice things to say about a show that I often am just mad about, and that's cool. Uh, okay. All right. Put it in there. And we'll put this here. Great. We are already working on our waist. Getting a lot done with our waist here. Oops. Just gotta line these up right. You know it's a high grade when you got a big sheet of these plastic connectors, or the rubber connectors, I should say. You know you're dealing with a high grade because we got 4 in here, but also not connected right. So we just gotta see what we need to do to get this going in right. There, there. Okay. All right. So oh, sorry. Yeah. Did you watch Plunderer any? It was just weird horny at first, and then somehow made it weird horny was the thing that saved the world or something. Went off the rails. So here's the thing. I watched the first episode of Plunderer, and I was like, how many episodes until we find out that this guy is a mass murderer? Spoiler alert for Plunderer. You find out after only a couple episodes that this dude's goofiness is hiding. Like, you know how like Vash the Stampede acts goofy because that's how he's trying to like deal with the consequences of the world that he created, and he's just trying to like live the best he can. That's kind of what's going on with this dude. Whereas he's just trying to live the best he can and forget the terrible world that he lived. Um, Plunder, and I know it's just the thing of like, I was just like, nah, nah. And then I learned more about it, and I was like, yeah, no, it's just a thing of like, it's just like sometimes goofy characters who are secretly badass are like like Kenshin. Kenshin is, oh, I'm goofy because this is how I need to live my life. He's just a horny version of Kenshin, but then also like there's like this is the future. Uh yeah, I stuck with it. Gonna say not worth it. And then there's time travel. Yeah, and I was just like, nah, I'm okay. And then also like anytime somebody, ooh, we're dropping some frames here. Uh oh. Hope this is okay. We're yellow and red. That's not good. Okay. We're back to green. All right, we dropped a bunch of frames there. We dropped like over 200 frames. Okay. So, because we dropped some frames, I got to jump to the pause for the cause. Anyway, Plunderer didn't seem worth it. Not my thing. Um, but I'm going to take a moment or two here to say thanks so much for watching this stream. If you're currently a subscriber, let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat in the chat. Let the people know that you are a subscriber to the channel. Really appreciate it. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much for your continued support. Everybody out there is a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, that's okay. Maybe consider giving me a follow. Hit that follow button and turn your notifications on so you know when I go live. Because you don't have to subscribe. You don't have to. But if you wanted to, you could. You can use your Twitch Prime coin, which you have to manually renew. So don't let that expire on its own. Remember, it'll say, like you go to hit the emotes and it doesn't work anymore, and you're like, oh, I got to renew that. Renew that. Or use Cash Money. Or you could join my Patreon. I have a Patreon. Uh, Links to everything I'm going to talk about here for the next couple of minutes are in the show description, so you can check that out. But yeah, I have a Patreon. You could join my Patreon if that's something you'd like to do. You're under no obligation to do that. But if you want to join my Patreon, join my Patreon. It's pretty good. There's a $1, $3, $5, and a $10 tier. The rewards change as you go up. And, please consider it. You're under no obligation to do so, of course, but consider it. Also, everything I make through my eventually I'll get another YouTube paycheck. I got one in the 10 years I've been doing YouTube. But someday maybe I'll make enough AdSense for another payout. But through Twitch, through Patreon, I make a little bit of money, and that goes to me buying model kits to build. But you could also do a one-time donation if you'd like. And anything that comes in while I'm streaming goes to me buying kits and equipment. Like my new mouse that's coming, that comes out of that budget. I am waiting. I'm going to be buying a few more kits so that I have more things to build. That comes from that. Speaking of building things for my wish list, so Andrew, aka Heavy Duty, bought this off my wish list, which is rad, and thank you very much for that. But I have an Amazon wish list, and I try to keep it up to date. At the very bottom of that wish list are some tools that would help me in my streams. You're under no obligation to buy anything, obviously, but you want to buy a better pair of snipper clips than these. You want to get some Tamiyas. That would be great because these are okay, but they're not going to last for super long. Also, literally a butt pad because this chair is not comfortable. And then I got model kits. Some of them are very expensive, and don't. But if you want to, do. And some of them are reasonably priced. Do. One of them's a pre-order that won't come out till the end of July, but that's going to be a fun kit. But yeah, I got some kits in there, and if you buy it, it goes ahead. So right now, I'm building the Zaku II, and when the Zaku II is done, I will pull from my one of the kits I have. But if you bought something on my wish list and it shows up while I'm building the Zaku II, then it jumps the queue, and I build it next. We will get back to building in a moment. Actually, I'm going to go to this screen. But I just want to talk to you a little bit more about stuff. USA Gundam Store is another way to support me. If you don't want to buy from Amazon, you could buy a gift card from USA Gundam Store. You get an email with that code. Then you could whisper me here on Twitch, DM me on Twitter, because my DMs are open. Send me that code, and I will use it and buy something from USA Gundam Store. And I'll support a Florida business that does great work. So that is another way to support me if that's something you'd be interested in doing. I did have one person who a while back was like, I want you to get that cup noodle, that ramen kit. So I bought you a gift card and I want you to use it for that. And I was like, yes, I will do that. I will pre-order that and get that. That is totally reasonable for you to be like, this is how I want you to use the money that I'm giving you. I was like, that sounds great. So you could make demands. You could be like, hey, USA Gundam Store sells this. Buy that and build it. I have a Discord. You can join my Discord. That's for chill, fun, cool people. I post photos of stuff I'm working on. People post photos of things they're working on. And sometimes I just talk about how, oh man, I just have too many kits to build. I bought too many kits and I build them. And I'm like, yup. I gotta do a thing here real quick. I forgot to update the anime that I watched in Nightbot, so I have to update my Nightbot, y'all. Hold on one second while I update my Nightbot, because it was going to show you what I watched for Saturday, which is not what I watched for today. You'd be happy to know I watched 3 anime shows, and one of them is new and weird. So that's fun. Anyway, gotta change that. All right, great. Speaking of anime, Pepper's Anime Club, I did a preview. I can safely say that one of the shows I talk about in this is really, really good. 2 are okay, and 1 is I'm a little worried about it, but I kind of figured I might be a little worried about it. Yeah. So we can talk about that. But I give a preview, and then Baering the List is an ongoing thing that I do every Wednesday. This last one was about snacks that I put out last Wednesday, so if you missed Baering the List. Check that out. Um, we're going to get back to building in just a moment. I'm going to drink a little water because it's time to go. All right. And appreciate that. Okay. And all right. So let's get back to building. Oh, yeah, I click that because that is out of date. Great. And then I will talk about some anime. Somebody renewed their subscription during the stream, but I didn't notice. Thank you very much. It didn't pop up, so you might not hit the notification button. But thank you for renewing your subscription. It means a lot, and I appreciate it very much. We're getting close. Not close, but we're a little ways away from my birthday, where some people, like a bunch of great people on my birthday, gifted subs, and I feel like those are going to expire, and my numbers are going to drop, and I'm like, oh. So I have to remind myself of that. But it's okay. It happens. Let's continue working on this kit. Okay. So, One Piece comes out Saturday nights at 10 p.m. So that's during my Saturday stream. So I can never talk about One Piece, when it airs. I have to wait. And I'll say this. A good episode of One Piece. A real good episode. A fundamentally nonsense decision was made. So Luffy is very powerful, right? There's one thing in the One Piece universe that stops someone that has incredible powers like Haki or Devil Fruit, and that's Sea Stone. So he's been chained, he's been imprisoned, and he's in Sea Stone cuffs. And so that is not good for him, obviously, that he's been in prison in Sea Stone. Because he hasn't been able to, he could have gotten out of this prison, no problem, if he could just move around. Well, his punishment from Queen, who is one of the lieutenants of Kaido, the big bad in this arc, he's like, you have to fight your way through the gauntlet, the sumo gauntlet. If you step outside the ring, this thing I'm putting around your neck will chop your head off. And I don't necessarily think that that would work on him because he's Rubber Man, but it would definitely kill the nice old man that he's been helping this whole time, because he's been helping an old man. So he would definitely die. But they took his cuffs off, and that doesn't make sense. Because he's just kicking everyone's ass. He's using Conqueror's Haki. He is punching people and knocking them out. And then apparently Luffy had a thought about, there's a type of Haki I didn't really use too much. The Haki that, because there's three kinds of Haki. There's armament Haki, which a lot of people use. It makes their arms like iron, very strong. And we saw that a bunch before and didn't know what it was, and now we're like, oh, now we know that's armament Haki. So the armament Haki is generally, you see that a lot. There's also Conqueror's Haki, which just like low-level grunts just like fall over when you use it. It's just basically just like, and they're like, and they're done. And they just fall over. And then there's the Haki that tames beasts, which seems weird. But apparently there's another version of that, and he remembers the flashback to him being trained on the Raleigh using it. So apparently he's going to use that, which should be pretty cool. And then also we got some shots of Sanji in his stealth black gear, the uniform he would have worn if he was part of, if he had, been with his brothers and sister. So that's kind of neat. It's basically, it's a stealth suit. He was using it to spy on people. That's not cool. That's it. That was the side story. Oh, and it ends with, Solf just subscribed for 15 months at Tier 1. Thank you so much, Solf. I'm going to hit the old applause button here. Thank you so much. We can all thank Solf there. Throw an emote in there. Thanks Solf so much for that. Appreciate it. Oh yeah. At the end of it, uh, Zoro has had a sword for quite some time that was like a master samurai from the land of Wano, which they're at. It was like a very famous sword. Well, he got that from that guy's ghost, basically. Uh, no, I'm not talking to you. Get out of here. I'm not talking to you. Name of phone thing interface. Um, but yeah, Zoro had the famous sword. This guy stole it. Now he's going to fight this guy, and maybe somebody else is going to show up. But we're going to see some Zoro action, and that's always good. But yeah, overall, uh, that was a good episode of One Piece, especially after last week where nothing happened, which has been, unfortunately, a lot of One Piece. Is just nothing happens, and Pat is sad. So to have something happen, I was pretty psyched. All right, so we're going to put some booster rockets in here. And now we're going to put what appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're putting 7 stickers on this kit, on this backpack. So let's get to stickering. It's time to sticker, and we be stickering. They're numbered instead of these stickers. I'll say this. I keep wanting to start One Piece, but there's just so much heavy duty. Like, okay, so a thing you could do is, there is a YouTube channel called the Grand Line Review. The Grand Line Review is an Australian gentleman who has a YouTube channel dedicated to One Piece, and he does arc summaries and Whole Cake Island in 7 minutes, East Blue in 10 minutes. So you could maybe look for that thing to maybe get you caught up to a certain point and just start watching there, get you caught up till the time skip and then just watch after the time skip, something like that. Because there's well over 1,000 episodes, so it's a lot. So I can understand if you were just like, you know what? No, I love it, but it's also it's it's a thing I've been watching for ages, and I had gone away from it and came back to it after a long hiatus, so it's possible to come back. It took a long time for me to get watching again. Okay, so where does this actually go? 3. Can't see a photo of that. I'm going to look to see if I can see a photo of the backpack. Are you going to give me... Okay, yeah, you're going to give me some photos. Well, that looks red. That's not what this is. Would you paint it? Oh, that's underneath. Okay, now I know where this goes. This goes underneath that. They painted it. They give me photos here of them painting the thing. I'm like, forget that. Pretty sure way more than Dragon Ball, even though different series. I mean, there's a lot of Dragon Ball. So no, there's a show that has how many? Detective Conan has a lot of episodes, so it might be that. So it might be Detective Conan. Actually, I did know the answer to that. Yeah, Case Closed has a lot of episodes because it's been on for 28 seasons or something. But I don't think they list the number. Oh, yeah, they do list the number. Okay, I'm looking at how many episodes of Case Closed there are. Yeah, there's over 1,000. It looks like there's under 1,000 of Case Closed. So it's not Case Closed. There's a weekly show that just literally the last remaining voice actor for the anime passed away. Yes. what was that one family anime that put on hiatus for the first time since the 50s due to COVID? Yeah, last week they during the oil crisis they took like 2 weeks off, and other than that, uh, because the emperor, it's like or whatever, somebody really loves it. But yeah, it's a family drama, and like the young girl, they aged her. Uh, um, okay, yeah. So it's Saizan-san has over 9,000 episodes because each are 6 minutes long. Um, and then, so that's the longest one. The longest running anime series with proper 20-minute plus episodes is Nanga Nippon Mukashi Banashi, which 1,488 episodes. So it's definitely possible for One Piece to surpass that because it's still going on. Um, yeah, 9,000 episodes. Yes, like literally, Saizan-san. Yeah. According to Wikipedia page, One Piece is the 17th long-running anime. But also, like I said, it's still going, and the manga hasn't ended yet. And there's talk that the manga might be wrapping up at some point, but who knows? I mean, there's also going to be a live action, I guess, which is a whole thing. That's a whole thing. All right, so let's put that there. That's where you want that sticker. All right, we'll put this other one here. It's a long-running show. Okay, so let's see. Sareki Apanaman is currently at 1,500 episodes and still going. Full 24-minute episodes. Yeah, that's a lot of episodes of an anime. Yeah, that answer I saw on Google was probably a couple years old and might not be super accurate. So, my apologies. Okay, speaking of long anime, here's an anime episode that's short. That's not the same thing. Ninja Collection. Hey, y'all remember Yamishibai? Yamishibai, the ghost stories, Japanese ghost stories. It's a full-length series that is a horror anthology. Well, Ninja Collection, which is a terrible name, is a spin-off series that features a long-standing tradition of samurai in the modern era who fight things that are unseen, aka monsters. It's five. It was 4.5 minutes with the closing song, so 4 minutes. Um, and I can't say it's good, but I did watch it, and I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's good. I only know that I did watch it. If that makes any sense. Because it's. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. It is. It's not ancient samurai. It is ancient ninjas. Yeah, they are ninjas. Like I said, y'all, I don't fucking know. Uh, I like wanted. Wait, you say that's number four. But like, what do you want me to do with this? Put it like this. What? These instructions are not clear about what they want me to do with this backpack, and the photos of the backpack are not helpful. Yeah, I guess you want this to go around it. Definitely did not make that clear. Okay. So there's definitely some instructions here that I can't read. about how basically I'm wrapping this sticker around the case here, but the instructions do not make that clear at all that that is what they want me to do, um, because they are in Japanese. So I had to guess, but we'll do it. The double ghost stories, yeah. I've never seen the dub. I've heard very good things. I've seen most of it. I'm not really a horror guy, so I tuned into this. So this was really weird art style. It's a very strange art style. And it was a short little series story about a guy who's like, oh, there's these things showing up in the classroom, and no one believes him, except for the one weird student. And the one weird student is part of the Ninja Collection. Uh, and I don't know. A bunch of people leave comments on Crunchyroll video, like animation, and they seemed very mad. And I just put like, I don't know, I'll watch the second episode. Cause I don't know, I'll watch the second episode. It was weird. I didn't know it was coming out. It's a Sunday night thing. I didn't know it was going to be there, and I was like, yeah, all right, I'll watch this. Sure. Like I said, I don't think it's great, but I don't know if I'm ready to give up on it yet. I'll watch another episode of it. So that's not saying a lot, obviously, but that is kind of how I felt about it. That I was like, this isn't bad. Um, for the dub, Harold is now hosting. Thank you, Harold. Appreciate that. For the dub, they rewrote all the dialogue in the vein of a DBZ. Oh, huh. Weird. Okay. So they were like, you know what? We can't do this the way it's meant to be, or we won't be able to sell it, so we're just going to make it weird or different thing. Oh, okay. So it's a different show then. Huh. All right. Um, well, this is a side series for some of the characters, and I don't know why it's a side series, but it is, and it's weird, and I don't know if it's good, but I do think it was different, and I like different now and again. All right, we're almost done here with the sticker work, and then we'll be able to get back to the building portion of the stream. But this backpack had a lot of stickers that I got to apply. The team hated the original premise so much they only wanted to do it if they got to make a parody of itself. Oh, I've heard of that. Okay, yeah. I think I've heard of that. But yeah, this is not that. This is a side series of the Japanese, so it does not take into account the dub nonsense. And then the last show I watched is the second episode of God of High School. God of High School. So obviously it's a fighting tournament. We get a little sense of the characters. We find out how that fight in the first episode ended, which was someone interfered. And we get a little bit more of a character description of like, we don't really know. Like, looks like our Taekwondo friend, his dad is in the hospital, or someone is in the hospital. We don't know if it's dad or not. Somebody's in the hospital, so that's why he's fighting. And we find out that our Boken friend is fighting because she is trying to reopen her family's sword dojo. So she is fighting in that style to honor her father. And we find out our main dude is fighting because he likes to fight and he wants to meet cool, strong people and fight them. And he wants a rematch because apparently, like, they assess your abilities before they invite you to this thing by, like, sending a person to fight you. And the guy that he actually hurt the guy that came to see him. He's a Goku. Yeah, he's a bit of a Goku. His guardian at some point in his life was just like, hey, make sure you meet a lot of cool people and see a lot of people in this world. And so that's what he wants to do. And he's good at fighting. There's some sort of mystical ability that's been referenced. And he probably has that ability. Because he's fighting an asshole. Anyway, we get into one-on-one fights, right? And I do want to give a shout out to a character who gets beaten up and we'll never see again because he just seemed to be a karate guy, like he was in a karate gi. Um, but his character name was a lot of people were just going by their names, but his character name was the Beast, and he didn't look tough at all. And he was just a guy who called himself the Beast, which I think is just very good and very funny. Again, it's a fighting tournament, and I love the choice to have Webtoons and Crunchyroll be like on the ring instead of like sports promotions or like Powerade or whatever. They're just like shout outs to Crunchyroll and Webtoon, which I just think is just a good choice. Because you got to have some ads there, so they're just doing that. I still think that's very fun. Um, we'll put a backpack on here. Uh, so there's some fighting. We get to see some people. There's the lady who wrestles. She does a wrestling style. She does a lot of suplexes and seems pretty strong. Um, there is a dude in a tracksuit and glasses, and he in one hand has a book that he is reading, and in the other hand has a baseball bat, a metal baseball bat, and he is just kicking ass with that baseball bat, and I think that's great. Um, and then there's this dude that like is doing like Tai Chi, but like and is doing pretty good. But he's up against a guy that does. He's a real doctor, yeah. Uh, he's a real doctor. Yeah, I don't think he's a Doctor Tracksuit type because he doesn't seem to be uh, on any prescriptions. I guess I should say. He just seems like a real like I don't know, just like a fun character. I'm into this character choice that they're making with this guy. Uh, oh boy, okay. So now we gotta do hoses here because it's a Zaku. So we got hoses that I don't want to fucking deal with. Ugh. At least they don't have beads. At least we don't have like a bunch of tiny things we have to build. They just gave them to me, and we'll just have to bend them into shape. So that's not the worst thing in the world. We'll get these on here. Um, it is pretty fun. But yeah, so we had this guy, this Tai Chi dude, and he was fighting, and he just got his ass kicked by our first like main antagonist, and our main character got involved. And there's some backstory about this dude who sucks, who's violent, and how he like tried to learn this intense thing and probably couldn't. And our guy got involved to help because he's using this like northern style of taekwondo, which apparently is a brutal version. It's the war version, and our guy is like, I don't like your taekwondo. Uh, he knows how to build a snowman. Yeah. Um, so that was kind of cool. One thing I'll mention about God of High School: lots of good fights. Fights look good. Music is good. Opening song pretty damn good. Uh, the president of the United States is in the first episode, the second episode, because an international incident thing is happening. So he's learning about that. So he wants to know what's going on with that international incident that's happening. Um, do need you to know that he looks like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and the reason for that is, uh, um, they originally the president of the United States in the webtoon was Barack Obama, and they didn't want to have him be Barack Obama in the animated version. They were like, the anime probably shouldn't do this. We probably need to figure out another thing to do that isn't Barack Obama, clearly Barack Obama. So apparently, one dude on the team, several people on the anime art team, really love Winter Soldier. They really like and Civil War. They really like the Avengers and Iron Man. So they were like, and then in an interview, there's an interview on Crunchyroll Extras, one of their YouTube channels, where the guy is just like, yeah, I saw that on Crunchyroll Twitter. Yeah, so they were just like, yeah, that didn't look great, and so they were like, let's not do that. Well, we like Iron Man, and he feels kind of presidential, so we're just gonna go with that. And it's like, okay. Um, One of the cool things uh, is that they got the voice actor who does Tony Stark, who does Robert Downey Jr. Avengers stuff to play the president. Uh, Now, so that which is a cool little thing. Now, to be fair and to be sad for a moment, that actor did pass away in April of this year. Um, Apparently, this is the last show that he did a voice in. But yeah, they got the guy that when you need to dub in Iron Man, that was the guy they went to, and they got him to do this Tony Stark Iron Man inspired uh, president, which I thought was pretty neat. I don't think he's going to be an important character, but there's a bigger thing. There's a bunch of stuff happening. I like that it's not just, hey, here's a tournament or the bunch of people are fighting. Also, there are nano machines that get introduced that heal their injuries, and I don't know what that means. And one of them is like, this is kind of fucked up. This is kind of weird. Like he got his neck all messed up and he's fine. That's weird. Which I agree, man. That is weird. Okay, so did I miss a thing? No. So this goes like that. That goes in there. Then these. So this connects here to the skirt, and then these connect here. It seems. Oh, okay. And then the thing slides in to lock it in place. Great. B5 and B4. Great. We're getting out of there. Uh, Nano machines. Yeah. The Japanese dub actor for is in those movies. Yeah. No, Solf. I meant the person who dubbed. Yeah, the person who dubbed. Anytime they needed a Tony Stark in the Avengers dub in Japan, they had this one voice actor did it, whose name escapes me, and I apologize for that. So when they were like, well, we have a Tony Stark character, a looking guy, let's get that guy to do the voice, which was pretty cool. And then he did pass away, which is a bummer. But yeah, overall, yeah, there are some nano machines, and that seems weird. And why is this big fighting tournament happening in the first place? What's this organization? Why are they? Why are all these folks pretty dang strong? And what's going on? And what's his punishment going to be in the future? Because our main dude stuck his nose in a place where it didn't belong and intervened in a fight, which he shouldn't have. And yeah, what's up? What's going to happen? It's a pretty good show. I'll say that. Got a high school. It's one is probably my favorite original right now because I liked but did not love um, that the Tower one, Tower of God, the Tower one. Great, yeah, great, Pat. Tower of God. I liked but didn't love, and I think I liked the investigation one. I forget the name of that one. The one about ghost investigation. That was cool, and that went a different direction than I would have thought, and had a lot less action than I would have imagined, and was much more uh, conversational. Uh, that was pretty good. Uh, but yeah, overall, I would say that it's a pretty good show, and if you're looking for to add another anime to your watch list, I would say God of High School, one of the better shows this season so far. We've only been one episode of Decadence. I'm excited to see where Decadence goes. There's already like a little bit of stuff that I'm like, I don't know about that part, but I am excited to see where Decadence goes. Uh, uh, I did catch that first episode of Misfit of Demon Academy. Yeah. So the Misfit of Demon King Academy. Uh, Look, that show is like. I'm not going to tell you you should be watching Misfit of Demon King Academy. That's it is some love. That show is some lovely, lovely trash, and I like trash sometimes. Like I said, that show is about a overpowered main character who everyone should just. The fact that people are like decadent man character. Oh yeah, no, this is not the Ian Horner decadent man character. Decadence is although it is a show about a futuristic dome that people live in, and with weird, cool future technology that they stole from aliens. So it is an anime that quite possibly Ian is watching. I do not know if he is or not, but it could be a show that he is watching because it does seem to be somewhat up his alley, as being a cool futuristic show. Uh, but yeah, Misfit of Demon King Academy is like, by the second episode, when he defeats a person that was apparently one of the highest rated candidates for becoming the next Demon King, and he just like whomps her and her whole team by himself. Like, I understand he's a quote unquote misfit because he didn't answer the questions right about the Demon Lord because the history books are wrong because he was the Demon King. Like, it's like at a certain point you got to be like, yo, that's the Demon King. Come on, everybody. That's definitely the Demon King. He said he'd be reincarnated in 2,000 years. It's been 2,000 years. He got reincarnated. Also, I don't think you mentioned he was only a month old. Yeah, also, he was born, and the parents are like, your name is, and he was just like, I know what my name is. It's this. And they were like, what? You could talk? And then he grew, yes, and then within a month he grew to be old enough because he needed to compete to attend school, the Demon King Academy. He had to go to the Demon King Academy, so he had to age up enough to be able to go. Uh, his parents are very supportive. He is the ultimate boss baby. Yes. His parents are very supportive and very lovely. And because they're just like, you got into school? Great. You're an adult man after 1 month. Great. You took us with you to the capital because you knew we'd be sad that you would be going away from wherever you grew up in. So you took us with you? Great. You brought home a girl on the first day of school? Awesome. You brought home another girl on like the second week of school? You have two ladies that you're great. Good job. We're into it. We're really happy for you. They're just very supportive and very lovely and very energetic, and I like them. We did learn at Misfit Demon King Academy that our very quiet character, who is oh, hey, what's up, John Robert? Who is very quiet and kind of like not very emotional. We found out that she is an enchanted doll. We don't know why she was created, but she was created. So she is an artificial life form. But it does not phase our demon lord friend, because he's just like, yeah, so she's an autonomous creature. She's a whole individual, and if you don't get that, you gotta like think about it. Gotta think about what's going on up here if you have a problem with that. Which is, I will say, pretty neat. It was pretty cool that he was just like, yeah, what's your problem? How's the build going? Looks like really small pieces. Yeah. So John Robert, this is a 1144 scale high grade. So it is smaller than our normal kits. If I can show you, we just finished this kit. This is, for scale, this guy's going to be way smaller than this master grade. This kit, as somebody that knows me in real life, Jeremy bought this kit for me to build the Justice Gundam because Jeremy rules. Yeah, but you already knew that. John Robert, the guy who's known Jeremy uh, as long, if not longer, than I have, and you know, so you already know Jeremy rules. But yeah, he picked up this kit for me to build, and I built that. But that's obviously like yeah, the scale here gonna be different. Put the Justice Gun over there. We just finished that today. Uh, yeah, that kit we just finished today. It was really nice of him. Yeah, he bought it for my birthday, which was great of him. And he even checked in. He goes, "Hey, this isn't gonna get like lost when you move, is it?" I'm like, "Oh no, it'll go to South Carolina." So it arrived before I did. Uh, but yeah, Jeremy is good people. Um, but yeah, we're working on this new kit. It is a little smaller. The 144 scale is small. The nice thing about high grades is even though they're small pieces, they like make sense when you are putting them together. Like they connect together well. So I don't mind that. Now, when you're buying a thank you robot, no idea what we're gonna do. Yeah, John, I don't know, man. I mean, y'all. I guess y'all could y'all could probably pull off um like Discord or Google Hangout improv sets, probably but because you had caveat, yeah. But yeah, y'all could probably pull some stuff off if you just wanted to perform. Um, but as far as like performing in New York, like I don't know how anyone's gonna do that and when anyone's gonna do that. So, um, but yeah, you all could, you know, one of you probably has decent enough internet to run a Zoom call and get y'all out there to do some stuff. But yeah, I don't know when anyone's gonna get to do improv or any other performance in New York and what theaters are going to open. Brooklyn Comedy Collective is still doing online shows, and they have like uh, they have well, that's a good idea. Riff tracks on public domain movies. That's pretty. That'll be fun, dude. That's a fun thing. Yeah, I'm sure y'all could find something to do and just as an excuse to all like be together and like do something fun. You know, that could be rad. Um, yeah, it's just gonna be a weird time for people. People are trying to figure out like what they can do, uh, and how to like perform. Like I said, the Brooklyn Comedy Collective is doing online classes and doing shows with a streaming service, where there's like an easy way to tip, which is neat, but it's not the same thing as running a theater. And the venue that they were at, which I really liked, was the back of a bar and Mexican restaurant. Well, that restaurant is selling out. They're closing, so I don't know where they're gonna end up. What's too bad? Uh, yeah, John, we had a little bit of a drop frame rate here now and again. I drop some frames, and it gets a little wonky now and again because I am wireless, and it's a little bit of a distance. Um, but it's better. When I first moved here, I couldn't stream at all. But my parents got different internet from then till like last year, and it worked out pretty good. Um, the main issue is when it rains, the internet goes out sometimes, like it did tonight at like 6 p.m. So a few hours before I went to live, but it's still the internet went out, and I was just like, oh well, maybe I won't stream. But it was only down for like 45 minutes. So, but yeah, sometimes if a storm rolls in, it just shuts down, which is not great if you want to be a consistent streamer. It's working well enough, right? Uh, that's the main thing. Like, I dropped 0.1% of my frames in an hour and 40 something minutes of streaming. So it's like, okay, The internet hates rain. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it does that, but it does. That is a thing that happens here. It's just like sometimes it's just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work, and it just doesn't. All right, so we got a sticker to put on here. I'm going to wait until this gets connected before we put the sticker on, because of course, when you're dealing with a high grade, you're getting a lot of work out of stickers. Stickers are doing a lot of business for you. But this is, I believe, the shoulder piece here. So we're building that. And Epic says, I made it to season 2 of Food Wars. I think I found my thing, which is food-based anime. I mean, Epic on World. So there are some very good food-based animes out there for you to enjoy. Food Wars is a unique one, certainly, in that it is its style and presentation. Restaurant from Another World is a really fun isekai that's not really an isekai. It's more of a food show. It is like this restaurant where every Sunday doors to like the door, its front door also opens to mythical lands, and mythical like people come to eat really good food that this dude cooks. Uh, and it's like really chill as far as an isekai goes. There's some fun characters involved in that. But yeah, there's some good food shows out there. Some good food anime. Ostensively, Redive, Princess Connect Redive was a food show, but it's really not a food show. If you haven't seen it, you should watch the original Japanese version of Iron Chef. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff. All right, so we need number 6, our 2 little lines here. So, okay. We got 2 little stickers here for this part here. For Shin Matsunaga's Zaku II. And if we don't make it perfect, we don't make it perfect, and I'm okay with that. You can see behind me are the boxes there because there was some art up that I was just like, I don't want that art up in the background. I just didn't want that art up in the background. So I ended up taking the art down and putting up boxes. And then as more kits come in and I have boxes to put up there, I'll rotate them out. But for now, I'm going to keep those 2 up. Because the other kits I have, I didn't mail the boxes to me. I just mailed the kits in plastic. Because it's cheaper that way and took up way less room. Thing I am always hungry for after an episode of Food Wars. Yes, Food Wars is also rough in a pandemic because you're like, oh, that sounds awesome. There are no Chinese food places near me open, or oh, that seems cool. I don't know how to make a pot roast like that, or whatever. Because you're like, oh, I could try to make eggs like that, but I bet it wouldn't work out. Oh, guess I won't. All right, so we're getting some components built here for our shoulders. Putting some arm pieces here. 18. Oh, that's that piece. Okay. That's that piece here. Great. Put that there. We're doing a lot of like, you can do 2 of these at once, which is great. That's always rad. Gotta believe in your eggs, yeah. But yeah, food-based anime shows can be rough when you're like, oh, it's too late for me to make anything today. Like, oh, I need something, but I don't know what. I'll tell you what. The manga actually had like end of character, end of volume versions of the recipes you can try making. Oh, that's cool, Ashbrook. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of YouTube stuff of like, we try to make the no meat pot roast, or we're gonna make this thing, and so people have made some of those recipes. But I like that they were just straight up like, yeah, here's how to do it, or here's how to try it if you want to try it. So we'll get a few more steps in. We are going to wrap things up pretty soon. Bald Rich says, "Yo, howdy, Pat. Hey, what's up, Bald Rich?" But yeah, we are getting towards the end of the stream tonight. We will, of course, raid somebody. We will find someone awesome to go and give a raid to in a moment or two. But yeah, but I wanted to finish up this part of the step here because we'll get more done with this soon. Uh, my complaint with Food Wars: why did they change the theme song midway through season one? Why? Yeah, I've never really cared about. I think any of the music. The season four, the second half of season four, the second part of that, I think has a pretty good song. But yeah, they got to change them because they got to sell more. Uh, they got to sell more singles. Got to freshen it up, put out the new music. That get more interest. They have, the anime production company owes a record deal something, a record label something, so they got to put out stuff. All right, so we'll put this stuff here. Yeah, I'm going to find a stream for us to go and raid because we always try to raid streams because that's the best thing you can do out there is just, support people in these trying times. I want to thank everybody for joining me here on the stream, especially those that came in late. Appreciate that. While I go and figure out who we're going to raid, some important stuff. My next stream is this Wednesday at 9 p.m. I'm going back to Twitch Sings, so it's my weekly bonus stream. I'll be doing Twitch Sings and singing some songs. So please consider coming for that. I know exactly who we're going to go hang out with. Uh, uh, so please consider coming to see that because I think it'll be really fun. And then Thursday, we'll be back to working on this. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Those of you that subscribed, renewed subscriptions, thank you so much. Appreciate that. We are going to go raid my friend Joe Kim. Joe Kim rules and is playing a Pokemon game. And it looks like, well, right now we're looking at like text. So he's planning for the Pokemon League, and I don't know what that means, but he's doing some planning. So we'll jump in for that, and maybe we'll learn some stuff about Pokemon. But yeah, feel free to come along in the raid. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But thanks for being here. Thanks so much. I appreciate it very, very much. I'll see you in the next build with Baer. Have a good night. Bye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye.